Yeah, mother.
What you're looking at is a 2025 Forest River Sunseeker RV that has been converted to four-wheel drive by the Ford E-Series experts at Ujoint Offroad in Fletcher, North Carolina. It has the company's custom spec high pinion Dana 60 front axle, 6-inch leaf springs, and 33-inch tall Nitto Recon Grappler AT tires. Just as unique as the RV is the man who owns it, podcaster, stuntman, and extreme entertainer Steve-O. To find out why he wanted such an extreme rig, I met up with him at Ujoint Offroad and got the details on his one-of-a-kind setup. So Steve-O, why a four-wheel drive RV?
It's a good question. I recently moved to Tennessee, and my podcast van is in LA. I do have a studio on my tour bus which stays in Tennessee with me, but I can't drive that thing. Every time I get behind the wheel of that thing, damage is done, like actual damage. So I wanted to find an RV studio that I could drive myself. And there's been so many situations with my podcast van in California where it gets stuck in the mud, or I can't go certain places. So I just wanted a four-wheel drive, and for all my research, couldn't find a darn thing that would be big enough to do what I wanted. But researching four-wheel drive RV, like Class C, what would come up was some videos from Ujoint Offroad. Right. I was like, okay, and I quickly realized that they were doing a conversion. I was like, oh, well now let's reach out to Ujoint Offroad and see, so I hit up Chris, he got right back to me, and I was like, all right, I'm thinking about buying this Forest River Sunseeker. How about if I do that, get it wrapped in bitchin' camo, and then send it to you? And it was a plan.
It's not crazy big though. It's like a 25 foot, so it's still like pretty navigable. Yeah. I mean, this doesn't seem like it's too extreme in terms of sizing, so pretty mobile. I guess this is gonna be too hard to like get in and out of places and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've already driven it. Like, it's got 2,000 miles on it, so it's brand new. I've done some fun, little modifications, I guess, inside.
Right.
Like, one thing drives me nuts is that all these RV manufacturers, they think that if you're gonna want privacy, that you should be jamming these shades into your windshield and your windows. Like, all that is like hanging up a sign that says, hey everybody, I'm in here, whereas I built in a special curtain that just cuts off the front cab.
Right.
And it's killer.
Yeah, and I saw you already got it like set up for poles for cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
And all that, so it's like, it's ready.
Mounted all these poles for cameras, reinforced the walls to put in a new TV that can move to different spots. So we like to bring stuff up on a screen while we're talking about it on the podcast.
Right. No, I know you've been in Southern California, and I guess you got a Tennessee base now. Yeah. Has off-roading ever been like a big part of your life in any measurable way? Or is it just like four-wheel drive as a functionality? Like, hey, we're going here, I just happen to need four-wheel drive.
Off-roading as of yet is not something I've spent a lot of time doing, but screw it, man. Now I'm a full-on country boy. So,
so you gotta get into it.
Yeah, I've been working on it. So, who knows? I mean, I don't know how much like real off-roading you do in a Class C motorhome, but I'll be sure to find out.
Well, I've shot a lot of Chris's U-joint vans over the years, and it's pretty fascinating like how capable, they always look tall to people, but the center of gravity is really low because of how the chassis is, and it's incredible how capable they are, even though it doesn't look like they should be off-road at all. I mean, you got a high pinion 60 front, a 70 rear. In the Jeep world, that's what everybody wants. Big 1-ton axles so they can go climb over boulders. You can just happen to sleep inside of the thing that you can, climb over rocks in.
Oh my God. I'm dying to climb over rocks. I'm dying to. I actually asked Chris, I was like, hey man, like, are there any staircases we can like drive it up? You know,
Right.
like I wonder. Yeah, I mean.
Now, it was at this moment that I knew we had to go find some dirt for Steve-O to test out his new rig. But before we could do so, Ujoint owner Chris Stuber wanted to make sure Steve-O had the full rundown on his newly built RV, just in case he had to use any of his new additions on the trail.
You know, just it's basically a 6-inch lift, and it's on what we would call a 33-inch tire. So the front tire is a Nitto Recon Grappler all-terrain. It's a 285/70, 17 is the size. We like this tire, and we use them on pretty much all the RVs, even mine out there, because it's just a good all-around all-terrain tire. It does everything you need. It's good on the street. It's quiet, and it works good in snow and, you know, light mud. It's just a good all-around use tire. And this is same in the back. It's got it's just a different size, same diameter, but it's a different size. A 255/80, 17 in the rear. But yeah, we really like this tire, and they've done really good for us. So some of the stuff up front, so obviously you got 3 different lights. So they're all different beams. So this is a amber fog, this is a clear fog, and this is a clear, what they would call spot. So this one's gonna reach out a little further. So they're switched on the S-Pod on the dash, so you can kind of play with those. As old guys like we are, I kind of tend to like the amber. It's a little easier on the eyes, and I think it does a little better job. But it's all about the conditions. So you have plenty of variety of light. And let me grab the winch control. I'll show you how to use the winch. You ever had a winch on anything?
No.
All right, well, you do now.
Stoked.
You're like, I don't want to have to use the winch, but I guess I'm glad I got it.
I know, like, you know what? We've used winches for stunts plenty, and it's gonna have to happen again.
A few quick notes on the powertrain. This E-350 does have the highly sought after 7.3 liter Godzilla V8 and is backed by the 6R140 automatic transmission. To convert it to four-wheel drive, Ujoint uses a 2-speed NP1128 chain-driven transfer case. The original full-float Dana 70 rear axle was regeared with 456 differential gears and is secured in place with Ujoint's custom-spec Alcan leaf springs and gets a little aid from Ujoint's airbag kit, which comes in handy for pulling a trailer or loading down with gear. Attached to the Ujoint front axle housing are steering knuckles, spindles, and locking hubs from Dynatrac. Upgraded brakes, sway bars, and crossover steering all tie in this complete RV conversion. The aluminum front bumper is the FB002 from Ujoint. It's home to a Warn VR12S winch, Ujoint Offroad Agency 6 Fairlead, and Factor 55 ProLink for those times the RV does see dirt or Steve-O's bike needs a quick air up. There is an ARB dual cylinder compressor on board, which is mated with a 2.5 gallon air tank feeding multiple ports throughout the RV.
All right, here we go. Woo!
Now, after a bit of on-road driving to get used to the new setup, Steve-O was eager to test out the four-wheel drive system. So we found a easy spot that was nearby to see how well the all-terrains and new drivetrain would work. While it quickly proved that he should no longer have to worry about getting stuck in the mud at a remote podcast destination, he wanted to see just how it would do when elevation was a factor. As you can see, it worked fantastic, and it's likely not the last time this RV will be off-road. To find out what's next for this incredible mobile podcast studio, be sure to check out Steve-O's YouTube channel for the latest updates and adventures. If you do have any questions, drop them in the comments, and if you did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to the Driving Line channel. On behalf of everyone at the Driving Line team, we want to say thank you for Steve-O for carving out time in his extremely busy schedule, and Ujoint Offroad for letting us get a first look at this incredible RV. As always, I'm Ali Mansour. Thanks for watching.